And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stanton Salter, along with Ashley Mayu and Keith Fustel. A big early show to get to this morning, a big Super Stakes Saturday this afternoon. Glad you're with us here all weekend, Ashley. Let's recap Friday real quick. Keith, we had another big payout. Well, a decent payout in the Stronach 5, considering the prices. Let's show you the recap board for the big Stronach 5 yesterday. My $64 on-air ticket hit. If you played my ticket, you hit for $8.24. Not a bad profit. Look at this. You had a $6 winner, $2 winner. You had my single there in Lake C, the Cal Lynch horse. That was a $4 horse. The horse at Golden Gates was 1-5. And then you had the 7 race 9 at Gulfstream, the 7-1 easy Power Walker. And then you had it, and that horse paid $6. The $10 horse, I guess, in the last race, the 3 Algo Donal. That horse paid $10, and so I mean this bet's a great bet. It has big ticket insurance. If let's say you play a big $400 or $500 ticket, right? You're sweating bullets after leg D, thinking you're gonna take a bath on this bet, and then boom, you get a $10 winner and an $800 ticket.
We've seen it time and time again, Stan, with this wager, and look, much better than a parlay there, and I really only have seen it one time, in recent memory, where you thought, hey, it was a little bit light when you considered everything. But, boy, bettors were rewarded yesterday and didn't have to invest a lot. You basically had a free square in the one race, and the Laurel race is pretty much, I think you could narrow it down to 2 horses. Yeah.
All right, you had some winners on top. We'll try to do it all again today, Ashley.
Yeah, hopefully there'll be a little bit more prices with the stakes races.
Yeah, we had some big prices Thursday, favorites yesterday. We'll see what happens today. A bunch of big fields in the stakes races. So let's show you what's going on today. A Super Stakes Saturday here at Laurel Park. We have 4, count them up, $400,000 stakes. The All Stakes Pick 4 starts in race 4 today. I'll have a ticket for that later on. We had a late scratch that messed up my ticket there, so I'll fix that later on. Nice carryover as well in the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. That starts race 4. There's the carryover. A few bucks shy of $6,500 in that Rainbow Pick 6. Ashley, you'll have a ticket for that today. So that's what's going on today. We'll get to handicapping all the races. We're not done with the big Thanksgiving weekend, though. Tomorrow is Family Day. We have 7 pony races. It's the 2019 Laurel Park Last Hurrah pony races. The gates open at 11 o'clock. Fun for the whole family. The kids can come on out and get face painting, kids crafts, and all that good stuff. Live racing starts 12:25. Some nice races tomorrow. And, well, of course, we'll have all the football action for you. Big Ravens game up there in the sports book tomorrow on that 75-foot LED wall. You can watch the Ravens beat up, hopefully, on the 49ers.
Let's hope. Could be an off track at M&T Bank Stadium. Calling for some rain, so we'll see. It's going to be a battle. It'll be a big challenge. The San Fran defense is pretty good.
Yep, your Bills, they already won. They beat up on Dallas on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, we're done for the week. So.
All right, so that's all tomorrow. Let's get right to it. Let's show you a picture of the main track. Main track is fast. There you see them working on it. Perfect weather today for a big Stakes Saturday. We've had a busy day. I was getting some interviews in the barns this morning. We'll show those to you on the show here. Ashley, you were at the Stallion show. We had 2 Grade 1 winning stallions here this morning. The Grade 1 winner, Imagining, and Force the Pass. They were both here live in flesh this morning for the big Stallion showcase. A lot of the breeders showed up. Cricket Goodall from the Maryland Horse Breeders did a nice job. They had a nice breakfast out there, complimented with some nice little Tabasco sauces. It was all good out there for the Stallion showcase. Nice. So let's get right to it today here. Race 1 is going to kick off the popular early pick 5. Industry low 12% takeouts, a mandatory payout on all the pick 5s here at Laurel Park. Pick 5 a couple days ago, Thanksgiving Day, paid $10,000. Let's see what it's going to pay today. Let's take a look here at race 1. We're going a flat miles race for 2-year-olds, $25,000 starter allowance for 2-year-olds. Never won 2 lifetime. And I go with the 3 on top here, Ashley. I'm sorry, the 5. I used the 3 Gray Gary in my exact. I go with the 5-star perfect on top. Sheldon Russell rides this 2-year-old son of Seville for Hammy Smith. Good second at this level. Last out at that was 34-1 that day. We're not going to get that big a price today, but it's going to be like second choice in the betting. The 3's likely your favored. I go with the 5-star perfect on top here in race 1. Let's check out our picks here for the opener. All right, who do you have on top?
I went with the 5 as well. I thought when you look at the maiden score, it was more forwardly placed in that event than the most recent, and I think that made the difference. Now, the Buyer last time out, I thought was impressive, a 49 from the 31, but this one was not really in the race early on, and I think that made the difference and why this was only the runner-up last time out.
All right, you have the horse in your top 3 as well, Keith.
I do. I thought the horse brought a pretty good finish. The key, maybe the blinkers on. That angle's been working well with Ham Smith with his 2-year-olds. 5-star perfect, I think, is going to be the one that's going to bring that sustained run, maybe with audacious quality. A couple of these horses in here all ran on the 14th of November. Craig Gary, I think it's going to last a little bit longer today. It had to be used a little bit out of the gate last time after a slight bobble. It might have took a little bit of the late starch out of this runner, but I go on top of the 4, Boat Over the Hill. Jamie Ness teaming up with McCarthy of late with some winners. Boat Over the Hill, the stretch out. This is the first route. He's about 21% with this kind of move as Jamie Ness. Looking at the breeding bottom side, all is long. I like how they've bump this horse back up. Protect move on Boat Over the Hill last time out. Look at this little late comment here from my man Willard upstairs right away. Late move, okay? They kind of ran away early. The flow is going to be much more conducive to the running style of Boat Over the Hill. I think it's a stalk and pounce kind of trip for this one today and might sneak away at an okay price.
All right, so nice starter allowance for 2-year-olds there in the opener to kick off that early pick 5. Ashley, you like the early pick 4 today. It starts in race 2. Races 4 and 5 of this early pick 4 are stakes races. Let's check out your ticket, Ashley.
Yeah, I decided to toss another horse in the 3rd race today. I originally had an $18 ticket and kind of beefed it up a little bit. But in the first leg, I went too deep in here between Decorated and Romanoff. I thought these were the 2 horses on paper that should be there. I wasn't really worried about anyone else. Then the race that kind of intrigued me a little bit as well, I thought you could just go too deep, is race 4, the Force the Pass City of Laurel Stakes. I think Honest Mischief and Amundsen, those are the 2 in there. We'll see how they stack up. I mean, Chad Brown, you have to watch him wherever he goes. And then, the other horses coming out of New York as well. And then finally in the 38 Go-Go, I went 3 deep in here. I couldn't pick really any horses. It's kind of an interesting race, there's 7 horses with the scratch of the 4 Shamrock Babe, and 6 of them come out of 2 trainers' barns. So it's a very interesting race.
All right, so a nice early pick 4 ticket, very affordable, $24 play. You can check out all of our tickets and picks for today on the website, laurelpark.com. Underneath the handicapping section, let's take a look here at the second. We're going 7 furlongs, nice first level allowance condition for 2-year-olds here. Keith, you have the 3 on top. Scratch the 2 guilty. You have the 3 decorated on top. A big, impressive debut win here for Jerry O'Dwyer. Let's show you that race from November 17th. Had to break from the 1 hole and rallied from off the pace this day.
Yeah, contested pace up front. They go along at a pretty good clip, 23-47. I like that he closed into that kind of pace. It wasn't demanding, but it was contested, and he rides the best part of the racetrack. Kind of patiently handled here to the quarter pole. Now, let's go ahead, ask for some run. Hugs the better part of the racetrack, is going to be able to shift out, and very determined through the final 3/16 of a mile. Some 4 lengths back there coming to the 8th pole. And this firster, just wave and smile, was very well meant for Dale Capuano. Was bet heavily, goes clear. Look at this run here from the 1.
Keeps on coming.
Decorated, just really charging on the correct lead. Very professional. Maybe a little bit green early, but late, not at all. And O'Dwyer can get horses to come back and win off of that debut score. I like Decorating here. Romanoff clearly going to be the one to catch and going to take a ton of money for Claudio. Took pressure, maybe I shouldn't say took pressure, was kind of hounded a little bit from the quarter pole home, but was able to last against a pretty good firster in his own right, Mr. Philly Dilly out of Jersey for Ben Perkins. All
right, so we both used the 3. Ashley and I have the favorite on top here, 7-5 on Romanoff, a 2-year-old by Fast Anna for Claudio Gonzalez, a big 74 buyer with that debut score here, November 2nd at Laurel Park. So that's a big number. He's going to have early speed. Ashley Castrense and Claudio, how about that? They're hitting at 38% here in Maryland with a nice big positive ROI. So Ashley, you and I both have the favorite on top here.
I think the speed last time out was very impressive. I mean, they went 45 and 4 to the half, 58 flat for the 5 furlongs, I should say. But the concern is you do have an extra 8th today, and is anyone going to push this horse? Because really, last time out, he kind of shook clear early and, just held on in the final stages.
I think the only one that might make that early move into him is on the turf. He draws outside. Maybe these 2 get tangled. The poser, he needs to come away a little bit better for Hammy, but I certainly think I like the way he's paired up his numbers. I think he can handle this turn back. 7/8, he might bring a strong run.
All right, it's a nice allowance race for 2-year-olds there in the second race. Let's keep on going here. The stakes action starts race 4, but we hopefully have some winners for you here in the third. We're going 6.5 furlongs, claiming 16,003 and up. Never won 3 or straight 3-year-olds is the condition. So I go with the 3-year-old taking advantage of the dual condition, and that's the 2, Zitarosa, a 3-year-old son of Noble Mission. He's a 4-time winner, all 4 wins right here at Laurel Park. A nice big win, first off the claim, last out for Anthony Ferrier. Sheldon Russell's aboard that day. Russell back aboard today. Zitarosa's won 2 in a row. And he's on a roll. He has some early speed, scratched a 1. So Zitarosa might have to, he needs a sharp break from the inside, but you get one of the leading riders with Russell. So I go with the 2 on top here.
You know, he loves Laurel Park, too. You have to like that. I mean, he's 4 for 5 here, and he's 2 in a row, and he handled the jump up in class, which you kind of expected. He's hung in at the 8,000 level elsewhere. Even if you look at him at Laurel on the turf or the dirt, the 16,000s, he was fine there. So this spot should be fine for him returning to it.
Yeah, we got a little stat here on the morning line favorite, and sometimes you got to take this into consideration here. Dig Charlie Dig. Going back, he may not be the favorite in here. Zitarosa, Umu. I mean, they're awfully close. But this is one trainer. He's come down here with a lot of horses. They've hit the board. But maybe when you're thinking about just putting on top in the exact, 1 for 24 stand, only 4% over the last couple of years with the dirt runners at Laurel. He consistently does a good job up at Parks. Just been maybe a little bit unlucky, getting to the winner's circle at Laurel. So there's a shorter price horse you may want to kind of just lay underneath. Zitarosa, Ferrier, this horse has improved stamina the last couple. Doggedly, you see the short comment last time. Tony does a good job with winners second off of the claim. How about that 3 for 8 when winning first off the claim, coming right back at you. So I do think, though, the duel's going to develop. I think Hill Shadow's a little bit of a tell. More experienced rider going on with Forest Boys third off of the layoff. This horse has back talent. Sure. A little bump up. I think Hill Shadow really was rolling late. Might run these horses down.
All right, third off the layoff. You might get a nice price there on the 6 Hill Shadow in the third. All right, the stakes action starts in race 4. We kick off an all-stakes pick 4 in race 4. I had a pick 4 ticket, but we had a late scratch in race 6 that messed up my ticket, so I'll fix that later on. But we also kick off the Rainbow pick 6 in race 4. Nice carryover, a little shy of 6,500 today. Ashley, you have a ticket. Let's check it out, see how you play it.
Yeah, I ended up going with a $38.40 ticket. The race that I spread in the most was one of the stakes, race 7, the Safely Kept. I thought this was a wide open race. I used 4 horses, and I almost went 5 deep at one point. The horse on the rail scares me a little bit, but I do like the Wesley Ward horse in there. That's the 13. I like one of the local horses, the 2. Needs supervision. I just thought the price was going to, if it was going to come anywhere on the ticket, it was going to be race 7. I didn't think that the 4th race was going to pay much at all because it looks like to be 2 heavy chalks in here.
All right, so I like your ticket. Rainbow Pick 6 action starts race 4. You can study that ticket some more on the website, laurelpark.com, underneath the handicapping section. Here we go, race 4. It's a $100,000 Force the Pass City of Laurel Stakes for 3-year-olds, 7 furlongs, Force the Pass, a new Grade 1 winning stallion here in Maryland. He was live here in flesh this morning for our stallion showcase. TK Kugler and Wasabi, they were all out there with the Force the Pass. So let's take a look here. Let's start with the 4 to 5 morning line favorite, the 2 Honest Mischief. Keith, Ashley, and you have that horse on top. We have a video spotlight from his last win early October against First Level Allowance Company at Keeneland.
And bet down to 1 to 2, and you're going to get quality at Keeneland, during this particular meet, and patiently handled. Now, I don't know if I want him this far back at 7 furlongs with the likes of Ombudsman. I can't even pronounce the horse's name, the 4 horse here today. Anyhow, he's got to turn a foot. He's going to make it impressive here. This is a horse favored in a Grade 1 this summer, Was against it every step of the way. The trip was just really tough against the grain of that racetrack at Belmont. I think he's going to move up off of this effort. Boy, what a family. Honest lady, remember her for Frankel? Sure. What a killer that one was back in the early 2000s. But I think Honest Mischief looks to me probably maybe a 2-horse race. The 4 is going to be the speed. I know that. If you're looking for maybe that horse to maybe bump up the exacted Chilean Charge, I think turning back in distance, turf to dirt, can make a run into it.
All right, well, Ashley, you have the 2 on top as well. You have the 4 in your exacta. Your thoughts on the 2 favorites here. McCarthy picks up the mount on the Chad Brown horse by Into Mischief.
I mentioned I think it's a 2-horse race as well between the 2 and the 4. And if I was going to single, this was not going to be the race because I didn't want to toss either of them. Right. I think for me, Keith mentioned was favored in a grade 1, but you're talking the grade 2 performance in the Amsterdam at Saratoga. I mean, is third, well beaten by Chancelot, who needs no introduction. No. This horse has been hyped since the get-go and is a very strong runner, but the horse won by 12.5 that day. Yeah. So obviously crushed the competition, but still had a 92 buyer. Last time out, like you said, Keeneland, it's a very pretentious meet. They do very well there and, 1 by 4. So I think this is the horse to beat. Chad opted for this spot probably over others. So I think he's pretty confident coming into this race. But, looking at the 4 as well, that was an impressive race at Belmont to draw off like that. And, 109 for 6 furlongs, I was impressed with that time.
Yeah, very fast times. Well, those times right up there, you think, Keith? 115 for the 6.5, big 94 buyer speed figure. Mm-hmm. Second in a row for this 3-year-old son of Preakness winner, Curlin. I think Horacio De Paz has this horse going in the right direction. He's going to be in front with your leading rider aboard, Turner for home, and McCarthy's going to be chasing. So it's going to be a rider's race between 2 of our top 3 riders, Turner for home here with Honest Mischief and A-Mun Son for Barry Schwartz and Horacio De Paz. How about a long shot for trainer Anthony Farrier, the 3 Rohrabacher by Hard Spun. He's won 2 in a row since Farrier claimed this horse for $25,000 here at Laurel Park. Big win on the slop last out. This will be his first start on a fast track. Here's what Anthony Farrier had to say about his long shot, Rohrabacher, here in the 4th to pass city of Laurel.
He's training very well. He worked really good the other day by himself. Cintron actually worked him. Said the horse going to be doing any better, and thought we'd give him a shot in the stake. Sheldon's going to ride him, Russell, and hopefully before we placed, get a good trip. I wish we had an outside post, but inside, we got what we got. So hopefully we get a good trip and see if we're good enough.
Well, the Farrier Barn's having a strong fall meet. 22% winners here, 9 winners, and it's a big day for Anthony Farrier. He's a big college football guy. It's rivalry week. He's a University of Florida Gators guy. You saw the hat on there. They're playing Florida State today. So your thoughts, Keith, here on his long shot. He's stepping up into deep water today, but in good form since the claim.
He is. Obviously, 7 furlongs isn't going to be a problem. Getting the distance, how fast can he get it? Can he move up against the likes of the 2 and the 4? It remains to be seen. But man, he was tenacious through the stretch last time out. And will he be quite as high? I still think he's going to be about 15, 18 to 1 when it's all said and done. The money just going to pour in on the 2 and the 4.
All right, so a nice addition for 3-year-olds here in the 4th to pass city of Laurel. Let's get a quick commercial break. 1 stake down, still 3 more to go. The late pick 5 starts in race 5. We'll check it out right after this.
We have to take care of these horses that give us so much joy.
Being accredited by the TAA gives us instant credibility.
People trust us even more than they have before because they know that the TAA has been to all of our locations and that our horses are well cared for.
I mean, this farm wouldn't look the way it is. These horses wouldn't look the way they are if it wasn't for the generosity and the hard work of the Aftercare Alliance.
They've united our whole industry in terms of the aftercare movement.
We're all working together for the same purpose.
All right, welcome back. The late pick 5 starts race 5 today. No carryover, but we also start the rolling super high 5 here in race 5. That's a low 15% takeout. A little carryover, almost 1,500 here to start in race 5. We have the super high 5 every race with 7 or more horses. We also kick off the late pick 5 industry low, 12% takeout on the late pick 5. I have to rework my ticket due to a late scratch in race 6. Let's take a look here at the 5th. The $100,000 $38 go for filly mares 3 and up, going a mile and a 16th here. Let's start with the 3 Beach Diva, who we all use here. We all use the 3 Beach Diva, 7-2 morning line for trainer Arnaud Delacour. Delacour with 3 horses in here, and trainer Bernie Houghton has 3 in here as well. Let's check out Beach Diva's win. This was the knockout punch in the Stronach 5 a couple of weeks ago when it paid $11,000. This horse coming off the layoff, 9-1, just absolutely gallops this day. Wins by 5.5 for fun.
Yeah, one of the hottest horses on the grounds, right? Warm, dead aim. Warm's just going to go right on by, right? No. Beach Diva, Sheldon just nursing right along. And when it says, okay, time to go, top of the stretch, See you later. Opens up 5.5. I tell you, this was an ultra impressive performance. Was she on the best part of the racetrack that day? Yes, but the light bulb just kicked on. And I tell you, Stan, with this kind of speed that she possesses against this field, now going to 2 turns, I think the 2-turn race at a mile 16 is easier than that 1-turn mile. She's going to be awfully difficult to catch. I think she's going to go around here a long way. Something clicked for her this afternoon, right back with Delacour, a barn that maybe hasn't been hitting at the rate that you would think of late here in Maryland, but Beach Diva figured it out. But she's got a horse coming here from Penn National. Bernie Houghton had the van loaded down today, right? Got 3 in here. Vault, we're gonna see the real Vault, I guess, today. Looking at those races, blowout wins on the dirt, the last 3 tries on the dirt at Penn National. And Parks, reading the comments by our chart caller up there, it looks like she's winning awfully convincingly. Anything close to these numbers, and she should get it done. But this is a true test. Can she bring those races to Laurel? I think Stormologist is a user as well. Synthetic, back to dirt, inside position. She's faced some really good horses of late. There's your kind of sneaky price play laying there at 8-1 on the morning line. Might come down a touch. We're going to get Carol Manos here for Flint Sites, but anxious to see if Vault is really what she's showing up at Penn National.
All right, so Vault's your morning line favorite. It's going to be a nice 7-horse field. Late scratch in the 4, Shamrock Babe. We all used a 5. Ashley, you have the favorite on top as well here, 3-year-old daughter of Jumpstart. She's going against some nice older fillies here. You think the 3-year-old is up to the test?
I mean, Keith said it best. You have to see how she does at Laurel, obviously, at Penn National, even in some of her races at Parks and stuff. You know, she's very competitive, but it's getting to a different circuit. Things can change, but all I can say about her is when she's good, she's incredible. I mean, she's winning by 5.5, 10, 10.5, 9. I mean, she's untouchable on that circuit. So bringing her here is a test. But like you said, I mean, if she can replicate an 88 or 90 buyer, I think she's right there with them and should win this.
All right, so I use her in my exact. I take a shot here with a Delacour long shot in here. Delacour, he's been a killer for me over the years. Every time I don't use him, he knocks me out. So I go with a 6-1 shot on top here. The 6, Jahazakat, has a win on the main track here at Laurel Park. Has a win in a second from 4 starts on the main track. It's been all turf recently. Had some big efforts this year against Stakes Company. A good second in the Miss Liberty, going long on the turf at Monmouth last May. She's had most of the summer off. This will be her 3rd race back this fall. You get Vargas aboard. She's a 4-year-old daughter of Tappet, a homebred for the Jackson family. So I'll take a shot here on the 6, Jahazakat, at a decent price in the 38 Go-Go.
And both his horses have a shot. Even Layla Noor drawing inside, chased the whole way willingly at Keeneland. I mean, this kind of, when you're breaking it down, I think a lower 80 is going to win it, and she certainly can do it. 80 last time out. She looks like she's improving. That was the blinkers went on last time at Keeneland, so brought a little improvement. I'll probably, from a betting standpoint, just take the shot if Vault is super low. Key around Stormologist, though, at the price, believe it or not. She's handled the route before.
Yep. All right, so 7 filly mares in the 38 Go-Go to kick off the late pick 5. Keith, you like the late pick 4 today. That starts race 6, the $100,000 Richard W. Small Stakes, 3 and up, going 9 furlongs. Here's your ticket.
Yeah, and piggybacking, what Ashley was saying about the safely kept. Boy, I know we've got a couple scratches out of there. Still 11 horses. Very contentious field. I'll go 3 deep to get you started here with the 1, 3, and 4 in the Richard W. Small Stakes. Jafazo is going to be my blow-up horse today. 7th race, 1, 2, 7, and 10. 8th race, we go with the 3 and the 6, Tapping Cat River. Deep with the Lasix coming off for trainer Phil Schoenthal, and the 2, 9, and the 10 in the 9th race. I'd like to go a little bit deeper in the 9th. And I tell you, starting out with this 6th race, Stan, I'm sure a couple of you guys are going to use them. This was a late scratch on the 6, Roaming Union. I'm going to not leave the 2 out. I might add this horse a little bit later on my ticket. Hans Sense gets some help with one of the other speeds being scratched in here.
Okay, all right. Yeah. This is the race that messed up my all-stakes pick 4 and late pick 5, because initially we had a rider change on the 6 Roaming Union. Vargas was going to ride, and then Nevin decides to scratch. So a big scratch on the 6 Roman Union here in race 6. Let's take a look at our picks. I go with the 5-year-old veteran, a multiple stakes winner here at Laurel Park. The 1 bonus points by Majestic Warrior, a 4-time winner here at Laurel Park. He's in good form. He's been running against some tough customers up there in New York. His last win came against Stakes Company in the John B. Campbell last February here at Laurel, going 9 furlongs on a fast winter track. He's going to get a fast, cool fall track this afternoon. Fergal Lynch going to get a nice ground-saving trip on this 5-year-old's made $560,000. So I go with the 1 bonus points on top. Ashley, you have him on top as well.
I just think the key for him is getting back to Laurel. He loves it here, right? And I was here when he won the John B. Campbell. This horse has one major move, right? Typically, he finds himself very far back, comes flying late, and got there in time. Didn't work out next time out in a stakes race here. But, if you look at his recent races in New York, especially the last 2 at Belmont, he's been a little bit closer to the action. I don't think he prefers that trip.
Agreed.
I think if you look at the race 2 back, that was a decent race. I mean, he just missed second place that day by, I think it was a head or a neck. So I would like to actually see him kind of return to his form where he does rate a little further back in this race. I mean, he does have speed to his outside, and I think that's going to kind of benefit him if he can just relax early.
Yeah, and he might be able to draft up into some cover too. Taking a little turn from the harness race, maybe just sitting in there. That's why I was hoping the 6 stayed in, because I think the 2 and the 6 were going to provide an okay flow. Bonus points coming back to Laurel is key. He can get the mile and an eighth, and that's a concern for some of these horses. Sunny Ridge, you look at his paper, he's faced the right kind of horses. I mean, Vino Rosso, you see Nicodemus, a tough Yoshida, really quality horses, a little bit of a break. We've got video, of his race on the 25th of May at Monmouth in the Salvatore Mile. Now we got to go a little bit further, but this is a 2-turn race at Monmouth Park, and Sunny Ridge is going to get position. He gets stymied a little bit, waits for a little bit of room, but when he finds it, he's going to make a good run into it to get the job done. Jason Service, he wins anywhere he goes. You're going to find this horse top of the stretch. Yeah, he's going to find that seam, gets through with patient handling, and is going to prove best. I think a mile and an eighth, even off a little bit of a break against this particular field, is going to be fine for him, Stan. He's going to sit mid-pack. He's got positional speed. There's not a lot of blazing horses in here, so wouldn't be surprised to see him just only a couple lengths off the lead, because the 2, I think, is going to want to go and use the speed to advantage first off the claim. But Sunny Ridge, I think you got to call him the horse to beat in here, don't you? Running in quality grade 1s, grade 2s, grade 3s. But I got a sneaky long shot in here. Kieran McGee with Jaffazo. The last 2 races, this horse confidently handled all the way around the turn, and when he unleashes the run, he unleashes a run. He's going to get that extra ground today. Figures on some other handicapping tools that I use present him even a little bit better than what he's showing here, maybe on some of these buyer figures. I think Jaffazo is a live long shot in the Richard Small.
All right, 15-1. You get to one of the leading riders, Alex Centron. This horse by Street Balls, won 2 in a row. He's a 4-time winner at Laurel Park. You'll get every bit of 15-1 on him for sure. You guys used the favorite here in the exacta Sunny Ridge. I guess I'm a little worried about the layoff here. Okay. Coming back, going 9 furlongs. First start here at Laurel Park. Yes, he's made $1.3 million. He has the back class. He's run 103 buyer before. You have to respect the connections and use them in the mix. The barn is 30% coming off this kind of layoff, but it does worry me a bit. So Keith goes with a long shot. Jaffazo on top. How about sneaky Gary Capuano here with Dionyse? You liked this horse last time in the Japan Turf Cup, didn't you?
I did.
6-1.
Yeah, that was on the turf.
He's a 3-time winner on the dirt
he
as
is.
well.
Yeah, I think he might have to step it up just a little bit more. Really big effort. Took the initiative early and got it done. Yeah, Gary Cap, he can strike you, though, at a price. No doubt.
I used a 7. We all used a 7, Golden Brown for Patrick McBurney. This horse a big win at Monmouth with a 94 buyer. He has some early tactical speed. Far as boys might get a real nice stalking trip here on the 7 Golden Brown.
He's another one. Look at the competition he's faced. Coal Front, Caribou Club. I mean, these are horses that did race in the Breeders' Cup, some of them. And even if you go to the race at Saratoga, the winner of that one won yesterday at Churchill. So the competition has also been fierce for this one. I think my concern is I don't know if from the form that he showed in the last 2. I know one was a turf race. If he has enough to get the job done.
Yeah, mile and an eighth. I've got a question mark. That's what I've got written down on here. Yeah, he's got a 3rd and a 93 buyer, and that's probably going to be a fig. If you would think if you can bring that to the table, you're going to win this race. It's just got a little bit of a flattening out to me, it seems, at this distance. But yeah, I respect Force Push, and she can get a horse to settle and time the run. Yeah, that's what you need with a horse like this, especially going a mile and an eighth. Use the blow up here. The 4 is your price. I do think Sunny Ridge and bonus points coming back to Laurel should help him out.
Yep. All right, so big 8-horse field in the Richard W. Small. Let's turn the page. The biggest stakes race of the day, race 7 to kick off the late pick 3. It's a $100,000 Imagining Safely cap for 3-year-old fillies. The Grade 1 winning sire, Imagining, was here in flesh this morning for the Stallion Showcase. So 3-year-old fillies here going 7 furlongs. We had 13 entered, but scratched to 4 Lasitas and scratched to 8 No Mo Lady. Still a big monster 11-horse field in this race. Let's start with my top pick on the outside. Ashley, you like this horse as well. The 13 May Never Know. By No, Nay, Never for trainer Wesley Ward. Georgie Vargas Jr. rides this filly. She had a nice win against 2 other than Allowance Company. That was straight 3-year-old fillies at Keeneland last out. They went pretty quick, 10-4. She had a nice stalking trip that day. Now she stretches out to 7 furlongs today. Has enough speed on the outside. I think Vargas gets a perfect, trouble-free stalking trip on the outside. I think this filly is going to love 7 furlongs, and I don't think she'll be caught too far wide on the far turn because she's going to have enough speed to be right there, I think, going into the far turn.
If you look at her throughout her career, right, she was facing Stakes Company, and then she had some time off between May and August, and they found Belterra Park to be a good spot for her, and it's kind of crazy, but Wesley Ward has been known to do this. Even when I lived in Ohio, I'd go down there, you'd see a Wesley Ward horse that just needed a freshening, needed a soft spot. Obviously, it gave her some confidence. She didn't win there, but then, after 2 starts at Belterra, she gets the job done at Keeneland. We've already said the competition is tough there. That was a tough group. It was only 8 horses that day, but I think the outside post, I'm never a fan of the 13 post position in general, but she does have enough speed. I think she'll be fine out of the gate. And I'd like to see her what she did last time. I'd like to see her just right off the flanks of the leaders.
All right, you have the 6 on top. I like the 6 as well here. Philanthropic. This horse I heard had some big numbers on the sheets for Jason Service. 3-year-old daughter of Malibu Moon. McCarthy will ride. I used the horse in my top 3. You have the horse on top, Ashley.
I think Jason Service, we mentioned this, he's hard to ignore here. If you look at him, 3 starts so far, 2 seconds. But last time out, the horse just got a little tired, just going the 7/8 from the 6 furlongs. Was well beaten by 4 1/4. But if you look at the race 2 back, blistering fractions, 44 and 257. So I think this horse is fast, and if no one really goes with her, she'll be fine. But she is going to get pressured today.
I'm hoping the horses come out cleanly out of the gate because there is an abundance of speed. Sure. The one, Hey Mamaluk, is awfully quick. She's going to have to be sent to get position. I don't think she's the type of filly that's going to come from 4 or 5 out of it. She wants to be into the game early. She'll fight you tooth and nail a long, long way. Number might have been enhanced by the off-track last time, a little good surface, sealed surface up at Parks, but she's in deadly form right now. Hey Mamaluk, bunting, Philanthropic is plenty of speed. Victim of Love doesn't have the speed, the sprinter speed. I think it's going to be an honest pace, and I'm telling you, I've got a barn here. Pat McBurney, not winning at a great clip, but Sweet Sammy D, I think maybe just laying perfectly prepared for this particular race. Look at the competition. A freshening off of the Grade 1 Cotillion. The Monmouth Oaks, a good effort against Jaywalk and Horology. Look further down on the page, right there behind Tweeting. Tweeting took Arifana to the brink a few weeks ago here. Arifana a good second up in New York. 7/8, turning back off the mile and 16. Man, Forest Boy, this is perfect. Sit mid-pack, savor ground around the turn. You're going to get a little bit of value, I think, just because of the connections.
Well,
they're going to just fall through the cracks. This horse brings a run today.
And Ashley and I help you out. We don't use the horse, so we're trying to get you a nice big price there on Sweet Sammy D. He's getting a little class relief dropping from Grade 3, Grade 1 company. Last out, so I didn't use the 10. Let's talk about the 2. We all like the 2 a little bit here. Need supervision for trainer Jerry O'Dwyer. Let's show you the race in the weather vane coming off the layoff late September against Stakes Company. A real big second this day as a favorite. Here's the start, though, Keith.
Yeah, start a little bit tough there. Squeeze back at the break. I like Need supervision. This day was bet down to $1.60 to 1, but all in all, pretty good recovery given that break. That was first off of a pretty lengthy layoff as well. The horse is going to rush up and eventually going to make a good move into the pace. We'll pick this horse up coming to the quarter pole. Meadow Dance, right? That was the Brad Cox horse, right? That came in here and got the job done. Bunting along is in there as well. Meadow Dance just a little too good this day, but needs supervision. Awfully game. has shown a lot of promise. I think, just faced tougher. A little too tough down at Keeneland last time. She's back to her home track, and she's going to make a good account of herself, and she's going to like the flow if these horses come away from the gate in good order.
Well, she overcame that trip, right? And looking at Meadow Dance, came back second in the Dream Supreme behind Mia Mischief, but who won the Humana Distaff, a grade 1 at Churchill. So competition, like you said, was tough that day. So.
The filly's training well right here at Laurel Park. She was a stakes winner last January down there at the fairgrounds. We caught up with trainer Jerry O'Dwyer this morning right here at Laurel Park talking about his 3-year-old daughter of Painter needs supervision. Here's what O'Dwyer had to say.
She's doing good, Stan. She was in a very tough spot below in Keeneland in her last start, and she had a bit of a rough old trip. But they're probably grade 1 horses that she ran against. We're running her back here. She seems to be in good order. She's looking to have to sit tight in her coming home every morning after she trains. She's a very feel-good filly. So we're hoping a spot like this, even though it's very competitive, we're hoping she's good enough in a spot like this. The race, I'm hoping, should set up nice for her. Seems to be plenty of speed in there. I'd like her to break cleanly and, sit maybe in the first 4 or 5 if we could with a nice clean trip. I think she'll be very tough here today.
All right, so needs supervision. I overlooked her a little bit at first, but then looking at her some more, I know you like her, Keith. And then talking to Jerry O'Dwyer this morning, they're high on this filly. You heard him saying she's been training good. She's fresh in the morning. She has a couple of recent works here. Her two, a good second you saw there in the weather vane. But how about her maiden win as a 2-year-old over a year ago? That was a key race. She beat a couple next out winners in that race. So you get Fergal Lynch. He knows her. He's been aboard the last couple of tries. He's probably just going to try to break and let her settle and then try to find a clear lane, turn her for home.
Oh, she brings that race back. She ran at Churchill Downs. Now, granted, that was a sloppy sealed surface. That was awfully big that afternoon. Once again, 3rd race in the cycle there for her. She's getting that same kind of pattern this afternoon. Yeah, I think she's going to definitely make a run into it. I'm going to key on these two. These are going to be the 2 horses I'm going to use top and bottom in Exactus with a few other horses. I think they'll hold okay value in here. I think 7 Scat Rattle and Roll, another one, is going to appreciate a little bit of flow up front. But highly competitive race. I'll be shocked. I don't think you can take anything less than 3-1. I know we've got a couple scratches in here, but it was a 20-1 and 10-1. Look for a little bit of value if you can in race 7.
All right, big 11-horse field and the $100,000 Imagining Safely Caps. That's the 4 stake races. Still 2 more races to go. Let's whip through the late double. Race 8 kicks off the late double. We're going a mile and a 16th. Nice 2 other than allowance condition, 3 and up. The 3 Tappin' Cat's going to be a popular favorite here. I single on this horse on my late pick 5. Big win last out against Maryland Bred Allowance Company. Jorge Riaz will ride this horse, a winner of 2 of his last 3, and in very good form right now for Gary Capuano.
I think he's going to handle the stretch out fine. I mean, if you look 2 starts back in the Maryland Million Classic, He was shoved a little far back, and he made up ground just to be beaten by less than 3 to Forest Fire, who was sensational that day. Mile 16th off the 7 ace should be fine. Last time out, he drew off in the end, so I'm not worried about the distance. He loves Laurel, and he was actually my best bet of the day. So.
All right, you get a top 5 rider with Riaz. You have him on top as well, Keith. He looks tough to beat here.
Yeah, I think if the only horse that's going to beat him is River Deep. If the old River Deep shows up, they're going to try something new with the Lasix coming off. If he can kind of come back to some of those back races, certainly he's going to be a major player here. But Tapping Cat's going great guns right now for Gary Cap. Was hampered by a little bit of a slower pace. A couple races back, got it done last time. Stretching back out, he'll be fine positionally placed, especially against this field.
All right, here we go. Let's take a look at race 9. We're going 7 furlongs. Maiden claiming $40,000 for 2-year-olds here in race 9. Now, you're favored on the outside. We all like the 10 here. Carry times 8 to 5 morning line. Now, this 2-year-old's got to get 7 furlongs today. That might be a little bit of a question mark. Now, that said, I go the first-time starter on top. 7 furlongs, a tough distance for first-time starters. But look at the work tab here for the 8 Charm City Band. Ships over from Pimlico for trainer Noah Abramson. Has 4 bullet works on the tab, including a couple 47s and change. Had a nice half-mile work from the gate late September. A nice recent 5 furlong workout from the gate over there at Pimlico. So this horse shows up with a bunch of nice, impressive works. Ashley Castrenzi will ride, gets a good outside post. Going to be a big price likely here in race 9. I put the 8 Charm City Band right on top.
Well, I'll take the 9. I'm going to go with another firster. Yeah, obviously Carey Times doesn't have to really kind of face the speed of Romanoff today, unless one of these other firsters brings that to the table. Carey Times, I know, stretching out, but going to get a more relaxed pace up front. Might go right to the front and carry them a long, long way. But market mover, interesting. Good steady string of works here for Mark Schumann. You look at the first out stat, pretty good. Good ROI. Looking at the breeding, this is a horse that half the Balmer Hunt. It was pretty good. Could catch a route of ground. So I don't really mind the 7/8 of a mile first time out for this one. Hey, son of imagining, right? There's your hunch play. Didn't you have him here today?
Yep, he was
there.
Here
You
today.
go.
And you have the 10 on top here in this race, Ashley.
Yeah, I just thought the competition that he's been facing has been better. Obviously, the 7/8 is a concern, knowing last time out he kind of backed up late. And then you guys both talked about the first-time starters, and I was torn between using them in general. And I gave the 9 the edge with the steady breezes and the work pattern, just because the 8 looked to be working really nice in September, then had a month off with a published work, and then another month. I just wanted to see a little bit more. He looked like he was ready to roll in September, so I don't know what happened there. And then I was trying to find a price underneath 2. I knew the 2 was going to take some play off the debut, could step up, cutting back from the mile to the 7/8 distance. And Dale Capuana, the stat with maiden second start, 42%. I mean, you can't ignore that.
No, that's awfully big. I like the turn back there. And another first of the 4 Barrister by Bodie Much. Obviously, this horse should handle the dirt, but bottom side, you're looking at the foals. They were both kind of turf horses. Misty on point, Denrobia, but Lacey teaming up. This is Cintron is on this one, right, Stan?
Yep.
Yeah, that's their kind of go-to rider. They hit it a big, big clip together, so I wouldn't completely dismiss the 4.
All right, so no scratches in the finale. Big 10-horse field in race 9. Hopefully you're live to some big will pays going into race 9. That's it. We're out of time. Big Super Saturday on tap for you. The All-Stakes Pick 4. That starts in race 4. First race post time coming up 12:25. Dave Rodman's up next with scratches and changes. Good luck.